audience's approval.
But for us, they absolutely need to maintain their reputation. If a team like Loud, after their year last year, after the pedigree of this squad, after their run in Americas, if they go out 0-2, it is a massive, massive upset.
Well, let's see what we're going to be playing for this series and jump into the battle with our coaches and find out what battleground we're playing in today.
Welcome to the match select presented by Omen for match 1. FPX, you're going to be the higher seed. Team A, Team B. Team B.
No, display
Loud
photo.
and Team A, we'll start with your first band.
Lotus.
Lotus, your band. Split and map number 1 coming from Loud.
Sunset.
Sunset. FPX side on Sunset.
Attack.
Attack and map number 2.
Breeze.
Breeze, side on Breeze.
Attack.
Attack. Okay, next set of bands starting with Loud, you have Ascent, Bind, and Icebox.
We ban Bind.
And Bind, your band, you have Ascent and Icebox.
We ban Ascent.
Ban Ascent, so map number 3 is going to be Icebox. Loud, side on Icebox.
Attack.
Alright, good luck to you both.
Luck. Loud down,
This series is going to start on Sunset. Both these teams have played Phoenix at home. I think they're the two craziest squads in terms of composition we have at Madrid. This match is going to be wild.
Yeah, Sunset's always a fun one, folks. But today we got 4 teams that are going to take the stage, but only 2 will live to fight another day. Let's do this.
Hi guys. Nggak paklah. So, நம்ம நேற்று வரையும் பார்த்ததெல்லாம் முடிஞ்சிச்சு.
Like a wake up call that you know we've actually got some real competition this year. Yeah, I think
Oh,
people have to work
fish
hard.
It's all on for second. The utility 2 flashes will now no longer. EG finally bested the race.
I feel like we're not playing up to our performance yet, but I believe that we will overcome this.
I really believe that we are gonna storm every upcoming game and we're gonna become even stronger. It's our home crowd and we're gonna show it.
It doesn't have to be the first day. For me, it's a warm-up day. I think FPX is playing pretty individually. I don't see a good teamwork on the team, so if we shoot heads, everything is going to be fine. We lose the EE, we're not going to lose again.
Uma derrota é sempre importante para mostrar nossos erros e ver como a gente pode contornar a situação. Então, vocês podem esperar que terá uma loja muito melhor e muito mais constante para o próximo game.
无论我们现在遇到谁，我希望你们不要小瞧我们，会让你大吃一惊。
Okay. Mantap.
It's a classic David versus Goliath. FPX still fishing for that first series win at an
நான் இப்பதான் இந்த டீம் எல்லாம் பார்க்குறேன்.
They're facing off against not one,
இதுக்கு முன்னாடி
but
பார்த்தது
two
இல்ல.
world champions and some stacked talent in Loud. It's safe to say this is going to be a tall order for the Chinese team. But if there's anything that we've learned from this tournament meeting, it's that this squad can do it. They just got to find it in there.
They do, but they're up against Loud, the team at this tournament with the longest pedigree of success. Saddam has led roster after roster to international events, and they almost always succeed. But there is that history in the back of your head of a Masters tournament or two, knocked out,
Yeah.
2 matches. It's happened
It's
before.
actually quite fascinating given the circumstances with Loud and FPX here, right? Because it's like, you look at these Masters events, Loud kind of struggling, FPX still looking for that first series win. You kind of have a situation where FPX could maybe get the better of them here.
I mean, when Crew was struggling, one of their first big wins in Copenhagen was knocking out Loud. It has happened before where teams come up and get these upset wins.
Yeah, they find them on weaker form, which is exactly what we've seen Loud come into this tournament on. I mean, everything seems to be lined up for FPX to have that miracle victory here, push deeper, further into this tournament. I don't know. I feel like the starting battleground, though, for Loud, somewhere they were close against Sentinel, somewhere they beat EG earlier on in the year. This is not exactly a weakness for them. I'm all on the side of FPX. I'm not sure they'll be able to match up pound for pound. Life needs to have a life game. That's 2.
Do it twice in one show. Anyways, some said this is the map where I like Loud's Phoenix Breach Comp the best. I think it's a map where getting away with playing no dive is very doable. That's because on the attack, most of your sight hits end up being splits either through hip or through elbow on beat anyway, so you can get away with that. And having that extra flash power means you have great retakes, a much more proactive defense focused on that extremity control, and also on your attack, you have a ridiculous amount of ults that you can start to snowball, especially since Phoenix. You get a new ult every 6.
Yeah, it's somewhere you're going to be competing across. You know, I feel like this is somewhere for Loud. They've come in, they've been a little frozen, they've been cold. It's been winter for this squad, and hopefully it'll start to thaw. They'll find themselves on the other side in autumn. But on the other side, autumn, he's been unbelievable. I've really enjoyed seeing this guy flourish on this international stage. I don't know how many times he's been able to bail them out of tough situations, and on a Phoenix, even more so.
He was dominating in first kills just the other day. This guy's really good, I think, at taking pretty strategic fights and winning them consistently for the squad. The first Australian to ever make an international event in Valorant, and he's making OCE proud thus far.
And what I really hope to see as well from this FPX team is just some proactivity. You know, I just want them to just kind of catch Loud off guard, really put Sadak in a position where he has to, like, really use that massive brain of his to come up with something creative. I like to use this phrase, punch in the face. I kind of wish that there's something that FPX had before.
The thing is, though, you say that, but I think FPX can push that scale too far a lot of the times. Where Life and Autumn go off, and they're going for these fast entries, and they're getting split off, and they end up dying. We saw that in the first part of Icebox against KC, where they were early investing. Sure, they were early investing, things like their Gecko util, dumping that into sight, and then they were scaling in a way where the spacing was just wrong, and they were getting picked to pieces. We need to see an FPX that is keeping their fundamentals in the forefront of their mind if they want to beat a team like Loud, who, even when they're struggling, have some of the best fundamentals in the game.
And on the other side, actually on the side you're talking about, Loud, right? This is a squad that I think for QCK, he's been having some struggles in fitting into that entry role. That's true. Now, if he does come in, still locking that Phoenix up against FPX, this is somewhere that I can't pull out any excuses for him. He should be firing off on the way.
So something that I think is important to note as well is when we talked to Sadak in Americas, right? One of the things that he said was getting QCK on this lineup just gave them more flexibility options, gave them more that they could do. But to the point that everyone's been saying here, it's that I do feel like at a certain point, yes, QCK is fitting more of a role than rather than being a star player.
Sure.
But yeah, I kind of feel like you're going to need your boy to step up here at this point in time, right? Really make your name on the stage today.
You absolutely do. There's a reason we're in the face of Valorant, where we're past having IGLs that don't frag, right? Like, actually having people who are shooting back, who are popping up. And I'm not saying QCK wasn't at any point in time, because at his worst, he's been fine, you know?
Yeah.
We've
He's done
seen
his
him
job.
Excellent.
Good. Yeah, that is so true. Because that's the thing. He's a role player, right? Sometimes having guys like that on your team can go a super long way. But, you know, you also kind of had a situation where they were replacing a guy like Osboss, who was a really impactful because it's freaking Osboss. So, like, there's a lot of big shoes to fill there, but I'm excited to see what Loud can do, Mitch, especially with this game if they try and get a little funny with it.
Oh, that's sick. I'm gonna need to find out where that jacket came from. I need one or two. And you know, this is the other thing. Just circling back to the QCK Phoenix, the composition that they run gives him so much room to play with. You're talking about all the extra things they can do. Well, with a Breach, with an Omen, with a Viper, and a Sova to support you. This is somewhere that I think FPX, if they're caught out of position, if Loud can't push and pull the map, there should be no problem for QCK breaking through. Like I said, he's been good and playing his role. He's been going in and going down, but we know that the potential for QCK, the ceiling, is a lot higher. He can burst those sites, blow those sites way open by himself.
Here we go, Agent Select coming in, and okay, so they're gonna be rolling with the Chamber FPX for life, which could be quite helpful for them potentially.
So the biggest difference between these two comps is, for one, FPX has that Sentinel on their defense. They have a little bit of more control. Generally, if you're kind of leaving your Chamber alone on one side, that's what you allows. That's what it allows. Loud is playing Sentineless, which means their defense needs to be perfect. They cannot be leaving these holes. If so, they will get infiltrated by FPX. But, I mean, honestly, that's just a wild comp head-to-head that we're getting Phoenix versus Phoenix in 2024.
Yeah, even though you see it said that FPX hasn't played the comp before, that is what they've been running regionally. They've looked okay there, but this is a whole different challenge.
All right, folks, well, this is it. The first match of the day, our first elimination match of the day is going to get started. Who better to send some people home than Pansy and Hypock? Am I right, guys?
Not wrong, GB. Absolutely hate everyone. You're on the money.
Can't wait to see someone lose, apparently.
Love an upset, love people upset. You know, misery loves company, and we are here. However, there is a real factor to this that we do need to address. One of these two teams will be going home. Now, Loud had a pretty tough game up against Gen G. 2-1 in the end. Now, bigger picture, we don't know how that looks here. We need to see how this competes, because Carmine Core swept FPX. We're right in.
So Life taking a little stab there. They would have TP out, but contact found early on. QCK and 2Es having to post up here. 3 members allowed, actually.
They're doubling down on this.
Yeah, they're pushing through.
Oh,
Lysor didn't see it.
Loud are so close to this. This could be devastating. Timing's everything, right? Like, can they keep control of what's going on elsewhere? Deciding to go all the way around T-spawn, not kind of slicing through tiles, which is where the vast majority of FPX currently reside. So Les needs to be really careful here. It doesn't count team by sight, and that's exceptional work from Loud. Clear cut and concise. Lysor has no idea what the hell just happened, but that was just a sweep.
Now, half a second either way, Lysor maybe spots this out, finds the opening kill, and shuts down what looks like a very, very well-planned pistol round here from Loud. The consolation here, potentially no QCK. Quick to it. Loud will start the map here with a flawless. Could have sent a message here to FPX. No strangers to elimination games on either side here. Beautiful setup here, yeah. I mean, the fault line.
Stunning.
More than a cosmetic stun.
No,
You get more on a pistol round.
You do. There is always that slight question mark, but no, that was very clean work from Loud. And I think it'll be interesting to see how Loud look in this series. Bigger picture.
Well, yeah, because I think Gen G's performance afterwards
that's changed my perspective.
You almost feel a little better about Loud losing, right?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
a way to look at it. Let's open up here, Life. Power player for FPX down. Autumn tagged up as well, obviously the ability to heal, but no follow through from FPX just yet.
ஆனா இது இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இல்ல இல்ல பார்க்க பிடிக்கல
எனக்கு யாரையும் தெரியாதா
ஆமா
QCK நேத்து பார்த்தோமே மேட்ச் இல்லையா FPX நேத்து அந்த மேட்ச் பார்த்தோம்ல Sadak.
Yes, so let's see how
QCK on FPX, but recently match
something enough to turn his attention back.
Apa
Time melting. I think that's not pretty enough. He does get at least 2 of them.
30 HP.
Point ங்களா
Open
எல்லாரும் சாப்பிடலாமா ஒரு நிமிஷம்
see if he can maybe get the drop, but Cowancy, yeah, the timing. Nice
ஒரு நிமிஷம்
press the corner, finds him.
I think at the back of that, actually, QCK does get his ultimate, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes, he
tools,
does.
tools to bring in here. Obviously loses out on the rifle, but we'll try and spread the funds in position if they do want to cook something up around the ultimate for this round.
Is Lotus up?
Still a bulldog at least. Expected, obviously, with this composition, I mean, I agree with me, this is almost the better showing of this composition. The ability to be very proactive, set QCK in motion. So that County hasn't got an assist yet. Doesn't really matter, even after the pitch out there.
Did well enough for himself and could have supported the player beside him, but if you're there, you're there. Bonus does have a great deal of bite to it here for Loud, but nice position a little further ahead than less expected to get the drop on him and open up a big avenue of chance. Now does this spur on QCK potentially? Already set into place somewhat by that out drone through middle. He is waiting for the jump off point. Bit of stall and actually, this is quite audacious from Cowancy. He does recover the bulldog there.
Toying with the idea of dipping a little deeper in the smoke, but things come through from FPX. I think noting or potentially noting somebody towards market. Don't like what they saw. Do have themselves a very favourable fight towards A. Two, he's not committed.
No. Sitting quite deep. We still have Paranoia. Still near on full kit, barring the Aldo and Sadak. Cowancy, pretty well situated, and so is QCK. So they could run a pretty good retake if they get there, but again, he eyes towards QCK. He should have been able to clear B by this point, so they could alleviate all the pressure. Now seeing this utility towards A, this should be a comfortable rotate, and you've got to look at that backstab. Which balance QCK fine. Little bit of wrong way. There it is.
Viper ஆடுறாங்க பாரு நிறைய.
Damage, not going to convert to a kill, but that's the site found, and the flank is on the way. Eyes towards QCK here, potential victim. Let's find it. No, dealt with. QCK, that's going to lose a lot of the punch from this round. Loud now, looking very vulnerable. Toonies and Cowancy. Lovely work. Dare I doubt them. Oh, Lysor loses the fight, and this is ridiculous. Autumn, come on. No flashes to play through on that smoke, and doesn't get too invested on the tap on the spike, but now he has to go. He's got to take this challenge halfway. Not achieved. Autumn plays it well. FPX get across the line, but that's a dicey full buy up against the bonus.
A little sketchy, but a round win nonetheless. Now making things very difficult for FPX there.
155 correcta bika.
Big tool in terms of the retake.
155 correcta. 10
kills coming through. Cowancy a little bit hesitation. He obviously come off. He was just ahead of the half. Diffuse. So he's in a good position to hold the cross there as well. So definitely opportunity allowed to pull that off. But Rebel clutch nonetheless for Autumn. Let's have his running back now available also.
A little bit of adjustment over towards A though. Two players willing to hold towards A main. And Sadak. Life knows they're there.
He's at a really good spot.
It's adjusted well enough though. Loud going to get the first blood and fall away. No trade available. You see Berlin back towards the T side of the map. They are congregating this side. I'm waiting for the third player to start shifting away towards maybe top mid. Just yet, still aware there's a chance this could be a fake. Aren't going to come through. And two, he's respecting this enough to really not want to tussle with it.
Yeah, conceding the space. There's no real follow through from FPX, but it has drawn a bit of a rotation. It's only QCK over on this side of the map now. Just holding contact towards main. Potentially going to spot this out. Yes, well, nice. Actually a headshot. We'll slow things down the way in as the spike makes its way over. Yeah, Loud. Very well equipped on both sides here.
Could be a plan though. I don't think Loud can really deny that.
No.
They've still got a little bit of a glimpse towards middle when you're keeping in mind Autumn's position, but he will probably he either has to go and be proactive or fall back towards B main. We have to wait and see what they opt for. Looking for that deep smoke towards main. This should start off the retake. Oft invested from QCK. Spots the player, takes him down. Can't get the follow-up in the ult, but...
It's FPX finding the kills.
Yeah, they're still holding on here, but Autumn's left. There's the timing he was looking for, and it's worked so well for them. Less is in a than wanted position here. Hard to close down on the final three. I think he knows it. They're not giving him much. Love that late play coming out from Autumn. I was wondering when he was going to enact that plan, and it was just perfectly timed. Loud have to accept this round's a loss, and FPX going to tie up the scoreline.
Beautiful fight back as well. Numbers advantage for Loud in the retake. See immediately QCK find out. I mean, if he does get that kill, maybe a different story, but Berlin looking very clean here. Shut down both the ultimate and QCK on the re-aggress. Great conversion from FPX. Closer and closer to that Hunter's Fury. We have the Reckoning available here. Now on the other side, a lesser purchase, so. Guardian and a Stinger. These things will drop here into round 5. Curious of on some of these lesser purchases, just how proactive Loud are looking to be and make use of this combo. Right. FPX seems as if, I guess, the first few rounds are a big indicator of how Loud want to play in there. Looking a lot more cautious. Still struggling to find an opener over on this side of the map. You can see straight away FPX is just waiting to read something.
Yeah, a bit of a test of their default coming into this. Damage on Salak seemingly enough to draw their eyes back towards LA side. I don't think they've noted Tui's.
No.
But again, Tui's does have a sheriff, but a couple good shots could help by Alliance. Heads up well from Alvaro is on the way. He's going to have to relinquish his space as well, so very, very diligent up against what is a little bit of a hard purchase here.
இது வந்து அவங்களுக்கு அந்த broadcaster review
Emotions of what they're trying to do, keeping it very clean, at least until this point, but you don't want to run too low on time now.
நம்ம பிரைவேட் மேட்ச் போடுறோம்ல அதுல வந்து அப்சர்வர்னு போனா இதெல்லாம் பண்ணலாம் அவங்க அப்சர்வர் எடுத்துக்குவாங்க
themselves a post plant here. Really want Cowan's in QCK to be the ones to lead the charge here, the furthest away from this retake. A little bit of time will pass.
Let's see what they can do with this one. Anyway, they can create a little bit of a fuss here, Loud. FPX digging their heels in though. It's going to be go time right about now. Autumn good for one, but the trade does come out towards Berlin. I'm still holding back this flood from CT, not really finding the value until then. Tui's in Cowan team, drawing blood, and a swing to the side. Ross now really questioning what the hell's going on. No idea about Tui's, but a fantastic clutch from him in the end. Keeps the composure, keeps his cool, and keeps FPX now in the lead.
He was struggling to find an opener. Closing, not so much of an issue.
No.
Beautiful clean up from Live after Loud. Look as if they're about to sweep their way back onto site here. Beautifully done. Left to just be a nuisance here on the flank.
நான் சொன்னேன் bro லெஃப்ட்ல பிக் பண்ணனும்னா லெஃப்ட்ல கன்சோல் இருந்து ஒரு பிக்சல் தள்ளி வைக்கணும் நீ அப்ப ரைட்ல திருப்பி
We'll come back on a purchase. Some ultimates starting to come online here, but Hunter's Fury in a tour de force. FPX looking to pace shift a little bit. They're rewarded for it.
They've completely caught off Loud with that pace shift. That gear switched up. Oh, and the follow-up as well. FPX with the excellent read. The additional body was Sadak. They may not know about this, but even then, how much can one man do? Not clean enough. He's in trouble now. And Autumn's going to back away, get himself healed back up to fighting force. And look on the other side, still keeping some grip on this for QCK. Clears the back lines. I don't know if they noted the spike. I think that's around the corner. But still a little bit of a blow for blow here.
Ultimate in hand now for QCK, but FPX with the right read once again to switch things up. Knowing Loud are posting up pretty deep. Outside A lobby, catching them off guard here at the start of this round. Fortunately losing out on the other side of the map. Life's in a position to cut off this rotation here.
Oh, I mean, if they keep...
No problem is, yes, Sadak's walking this way as well.
So he just got the god read on the timing. Sadak, with the second opportunity, right? You think about that time, he was almost They didn't really expect him towards that A-lane side.
This could be disastrous here.
The timing's everything. This time he's got the job done. Takes down Life and leaves the last two. It's so indicative that they're going towards A now. With only 14 seconds, they have to commit. They've got to get that spike down. And everyone's here, but Autumn going to keep the plant safe for a second. Sadak finally draws in closer. Lysor can't do it. Loud getting proactive there, even after losing those first two players towards A. They still push that B main side.
Another situation, just a half second either way. Would have sniffed out this flank coming through from Loud. Yeah, well played from Sadak here, not getting too greedy, no overcommit. He does find that kill onto Life. Like I said, the flash catching both of them. You can see obviously Berlin just on screen. But it's unfortunate because FPX, I think, read this perfectly with what Loud are trying to achieve early round outside A. Look to shut it down here and send a message, make a response. See how that's going to change things going forwards, actually. Because if it is a deeper hold this time around, but maybe a setup here around the fault line.
Yeah, potentially going to play QCK off this. Big information, but he's not alone. So close by, yeah, still didn't get affected by the flash. Slows down the roll, they're very close by, he wants in. 2 quick kills, but it's going to open up a chance. They're going to know there's 2 more players here. They've seen that utility. They've got to know they're on short. Life to try and slip a little further ahead, and now here comes the problems. This should be shooting fish in a barrel, but Life still good on value. Still going to find one. Look at the damage. That's rough. Double swing, and the spray's good from Sadak. Commits to it too. He's close enough that there is no escape. This is a very hard 1v3 with very little space gained around the map beyond this corner.
Tui spots down, Paranoia will land. But Sunny to deal with here, Sadak will find the wallbang. And a message sent in response by Loud that we are still happy to fight for this.
Yeah. It's not just the adjustment too.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
In the previous round as well.
Unfortunately, Autumn not catching really with that flash. And he knows how Life did actually get that kill. Onto Cowanzine there. We have FPX to pump the brakes first. Call a timeout. Loud looking a little more fluid, a little more reactive today.
That's kind of what we're looking at, is what form Loud in. I think we've seen the highs and lows. And the question is, how much can FPX push that? Can they continue getting their face? That 3-round streak, they had a great read, they were playing very well, a couple of individuals stepping up, Autumn and Life with some fantastic moments for themselves, but as a collective now, you can already see Loud have adjusted, right? We just already noted, we kind of talked about it a little bit, that adjustment on A went from 1 player, I think it's just 2 he's holding it, it's now 3 in 2 different variations. So what does FPX have as a read on that here? This is time to maybe mull that over.
Sure, and I think obviously where FPX's composition does excel is where they can get themselves towards the site. So you know what Berlin's utility can do to cut off. We've even seen the awareness from Tui's as well. Play a couple of spots early on to, I guess, try and negate that as best as possible, get some information over the top of that. Yeah, curious. FPX early round haven't really. I mean, one round where they lose out on the B side, but it's been this pretty tame default we've seen time and time again. And now we're at round 8, so there's a couple of question marks elsewhere. You start exploring mid now. It needs to be pretty well coordinated and invested. You're going to do that this late in the game. This late in the half, I should say. Still options here. Hunter's Fury, and a run it back for FPX, and it might just be, exploration towards mid, as anticipated.
You can see the protocol's already hit into place. Tui's going to shut the door. It looks like a top mid burst, but already quite a deep hold from Sadak, so probably won't get fully attacked by the slash. No, gets away in the corner. Should play in 2s now. You notice that paranoia coming through. Caught a couple of them. Going to draw in less as well. This 3-man kind of pressure towards middle. Not rewarding, but maybe looking at the extremities to find that pick.
It'll probably be in now. Lysor will be called upon. QCK and Cowanzine posted up pretty deep here, but they're going to hold their position.
They're trying to scramble, spam. Autumn's going to obviously keep going, but again, it's well controlled by Loud. They've held on nicely to this point. A little bit of danger going to be coming in. Sadak has connected towards Life. First did go towards Berlin finding 2s, but that was on the other side of the map. Less valuable towards this A hit, but it now falls to less. Do they check this? Does he get played in so perfectly? And again, oh wait, they must have seen him.
He saw him, yeah. Autumn turned.
And now it's uncomfortable. Oh, it's so good from Les. Punishing Lysor as he tried to bail them out. And they're drifting back towards B. A correct read from Loud to get back to this side. FPX trying to scramble again. 15 seconds. The cross being watched. And Les is just looking so on the money here. He does get to the window. QCK counting nearby. Oh my god, but time. 6 seconds. Does he know how close by Sadak is? No. And heartbreak at the end there, because FPX almost thriving in that chaos. But Loud controlling it in the end and keeping that 3 in a row going.
Beautiful damage control from Sadak early on, and Tui's as well, to really shut down this mid-push. Comes out as a curveball, I think, early on. The information gathered nonetheless. Yeah, FPX switching things up just when you expect them to. Problem being they don't have the benefit of the economy to fall back on now. Couple of ultimates, yes, but like Loud with those 3 rounds in succession. Feel like they are in some control. Life still chomping at the bit to find an opener. But this time around, let's go in walkabouts as well.
In a round like this, a misread potentially, you've given so much opportunity to FPX. Double stack towards top middle. Now make it 3. Just kind of roaming the map, and they're reading this as a B take correctly so. The utility not so subtle on the way, but can FPX continue along this trajectory? Berlin with a rifle, still in hand. Young still has one as well, so there is a little bit of threat to this. And the Viper's pit on top.
Pit definitely causes some problems for Loud here. Need to step the pace up a little bit. Quite a kill idea here, but FPX is going to tuck themselves back in towards main, not risk anything.
They got to get a move on. They got to get going. This Viper's pit's not going to keep going anywhere. They're going to be sitting on this one. And actually, maybe goes over the top to use it. They're in very good control. Berlin's position is excellent. Going to punish the barrel that just showed through. Going to put himself on the line pretty much just to make sure no one's trying to go for that defuse. And FPX lap up the opportunities that are left for them. Loud with a mistake there in my mind.
Giving away 2 openers here. FPX pounce on the opportunity. Yeah, and I'm with you. Hunter's Fury, maybe not necessary, but to convert around like this after 3 unanswered, absolutely. Get themselves back in the game. Themselves a big move in terms of the funds as well. Look at that coming out of a purchase like that. Most players sitting around, what, 2,300 and above are in Lysor. Yeah, uncharacteristic of Loud. Less, we'll do the same thing again with the Fury wall, but just can't TP away in time. Now noting a second here, and noting a difference in the setup, because it's typically Autumn and Life over towards A side, being the ones to push and prod and try and find an opener.
It's the telltale signs of B here. More contact made. CK to show his hand a little. Stalling out towards B main, but there hasn't been any utility from FPX committed towards the side, particularly more individual from Autumn. This doesn't feel like a side hit yet, and it's not moving Loud.
Other than it being these 2 on this side of the map. Now they're probably happy after the previous round to sit back and look to respond as opposed to be decisive.
And they haven't noted Tui's with that operator either.
No.
That's been quietly waiting over towards A. They're still going to use a fair bit of utility to clear close, which they're doing now, so this should be ringing the alarm bells. Loud might know this V8, but look at that top mid. And Autumn, this could be exceptional, but it's a 1-for-1. It's still valuable enough that it's pinned in Loud. They're in trouble here. So now they need to win out on the side, though. There's still a fight to be had. 20 seconds, all eyes turning towards Autumn, allowing safe passage, but Tuis takes him down. 15 seconds, they don't know about Sally till now, and what a horrible surprise it was. And he's just spraying and praying, and it works.
He had a smile on his face before the round ended there. Well handled by Loud. Like I said, after the opener, happy to sit back and, without having, I guess, tangibles, the information they've learned so far in this half. Making the numbers work.
You can see a little smile at the end. That's rough for FPX. I feel like they're starting to get some of the rhythm, right? They're getting some of those reads. They're starting to try and pull the attention, pull those fakes. But Loud are a very tricky opponent to do that too. But Life has been very good at some of these entries, some of these openings. Adjustment coming out.
Clearly a little bit pacey this time around. Maybe on the back of Autumn's ultimate, yeah, he will pop this. Clearly a little bit of space. Expect anybody from Loud to really be challenging towards this drone. Or the run back for Tui's. Actually for the top of the box here, finds a kill.
And the paranoia is good enough. Made sure he was being kept safe. Toying with expectations. This is a plot. Yes, they lost out on Berlin, but they do get themselves a plant. They do get the time on their side, but can they hold this? Couple of ults here, nothing critical, but a lot of utility still with Loud. That's the issue. Site looks rather clear. You're going to see them try and fuck this now. County cracks it open. Counter swing from Life. Oh, but County popping off here. This is a problem. That's halfway, and then defuse and stop it. There's nothing to be done about it.
Now stretching their legs a little bit here. We approach the pace change from FPX. Like previously here in this sort of situation. Tui seized and had no confirmation on the other side of this.
Side anchor. Bro. Side
find the trade the operator there. Purchase will struggle a little bit for FPX coming in, but a judge in the hands of Life, sort of force available. Expected to round things out for Lysors at a very quiet half, 1 and 10. It might be rinse and repeat here, but I'm pretty sure the next to everyone.
Yeah, and County trying to want to capitalize on that, but didn't quite have it in time. You're going to see the sort of force out for Life as well, so bit of a rough battle there for County, who's going to try and drift away. And they're expecting pressure towards top middle potentially. They're unsure if this is a fully committed A piece, but it is. 5 players on this side of the map, and a very similar look to that last round. Same kit, same utility, but eyes towards Zadak. Is he going for that late fact-finding mission? He wants information, he knows where they're coming from. That's to be relayed to Tui's. But can Zadak hold the line as well? Can he be a problem? He's going to take away actually right here. Right call from Zadak. Why hit it now? Take his time. There's still no QCK.
County gets a kill here. It's a rolling thunder, which will open up the retake for Loud. Slow things down here, potentially try and get a kill.
Really nice out from FPX. There is a trade for Tui's. And now we look at this fully fledged.
The camera angle broadcast camera
and you've still got less playing towards CT side. Almost caught Berlin in the heels, but it's like you have to go down and Loud. Breaking FPX hearts there. That was a really good attempt, but it just wasn't enough.
Difficult for them to really find repeatable success here. This A-side post-plant. Shut down, like I said, Life previously the hero. 4K. Find themselves an 8-4 advantage here in the first half.
Yeah, big turn of events. Loud putting themselves up to 8 gives them so much more leverage. A little worry early on, I'm sure, with those 3 rounds connected. However, let's hear from Loud themselves.
Oi, eu sou o Tui, sou jogador da Loud. Acho que pecamos muito no primeiro mapa, que custou muitos rounds. Eu acho que a gente estava indo muito bem nos treinos. Acho que a gente se adaptou bem com as coisas que a gente tinha e ele encaixou bem. Só que infelizmente a gente não conseguiu mostrar nosso jogo, nosso verdadeiro jogo essa série. Acho que com certeza, tipo, pra mim a derrota é sempre boa também, porque mostra pontos fracos seus, então pra mim todas as derrotas eu levei como aprendizado e a gente tem que ver como a gente pode resolver essa situação. Uma derrota sempre para mostrar nossos erros e como a gente pode contornar a situação, então vocês podem esperar que terá uma loja muito melhor e muito mais constante para o próximo game.
Looking for more consistency, looking to be the Loud that we know we can be. A lot of question marks, but But now at an 8-4, at least in
What
this
kind of
first half, we're doing quite well. I don't think we can oversell it because there was some fight back from FPX, but
Yeah, absolutely.
still, they'll be comfortable with 8.
Like I said previously, both Loud and FPX, no strangers to elimination.
Like,
game,
Kukur
no
will
strangers
become
to
whatever.
losses on the international stage, but it's
Kukur
good to hear
me
that
kal
there's no
tung la
character
sequence
we know we made mistakes in. Like I said, obviously the follow-up series from Gen G does give a little more additional context to that.
Oh, absolutely.
You feel a little better about Loud's loss in that series, but back today we're looking for a lot of those. All the sloppiness that you don't expect from Loud to be cleaned up, and whether or not you can attribute that to
Om Namah Shivaya.
saying that, there's jet lag and stuff. And
அவன் கையில ஓம் பார்த்தேன் நமஸ்காரம் நானே சொல்லிட்டேன் திருப்பி பார்த்தா சொல்லிடுவேன்
Look at FPX when Carmine Core hit a 2-0 on them. I think a lot of people had
Google பண்ணு what is Sadak's tattoo
expectations when it came to Carmine Core, so seeing that it wasn't a
Sadak's
huge shock,
tattoo
but I want to see more depth to FPX. I want to see more from some of these players who I see the mechanical capabilities there. They're so incredibly talented. So let's see if that can be brought together at the right time here. Potentially get them. First international win, as Des was talking about, is a brutal one when you're facing the likes of
it's awful as well. The longer that goes on, the more elusive that win does feel.
என்ன இருக்கு
I said you got it's definitely tough. Oh, okay. You've got that.
Communication?
Yeah. But maybe it wasn't a lot there. It should be planned who's going to deal with the dart if life's going forwards like that. Really aggressive. Behind the wall.
I mean, Cowan's eyeing it up. It's almost a game of chicken who dares to go first, but you can already see how proactive FPX are being on the rest of the Oh, come on! QCK, quick as hell. Autumn just left to rot. Now, the one, I guess, small benefit outside of this, you've already got a clear in mid, you've already got Berlin checking on that. There is no late lurk up middle, there is no presence there. Maybe that could help him out in the end, but Life desperate to do something, trying to find some impact this round. But Loud with 3 and potentially a plant have the numbers. And Maestro could have been ahead here. There's a little window of chance. No, it's shut. Les still diligent. Gonna make sure that's checked on. And now with the lack of presence from Berlin, they're gonna be looking at that flank. It's too long.
Tui's look curious to start off with. Now obviously retreated back towards elbow. Yeah, nothing really for Berlin to do here. Can find it. Way in, and Tui's blind through the wall. We'll find it.
Okay, clean. No more. Yeah, so again, it felt like a miscommunication started around there. Maybe there was something in mind that just didn't work out, but
maybe had an awkward bounce that we didn't see, but
it makes you question mark when that's happening early.
Yeah, definitely. Because that was kind of the pinnacle of FPX's game plan in the first half, is to put Life and Autumn in a position to really deliver at the start of the round.
God. What is that? What is that? That is actual filth. See it from both perspectives. Thank you. Replay, production, whoever it was observers. There's nothing to be done. There's nothing. There is no winning that. I've heard it was actually all Kevin's. Anyone else involved? Not on you. Thanks, producer Kevin. Early look. No reward for it though. And I've got to say, I'm out of the. If I'm talking about kind of silver linings here, have been enjoying watching Life. I mean that previous series against KC. It put him, a little on the radar. You're like, okay, maybe there's some more value to that later on. Maybe he's got, something cooked up here. But I want to see if he continues on this trajectory throughout the rest of this series.
See, early on now, a decent read on the situation. FPX are rotating, but a little further behind this. There will be a free plant. Uncontested for the time being, and an opportunity for potentially less to farm up here, but
he's only got the sheriff though.
Yeah.
Which is a little tricky. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. I want to see more of Life. The problem is that will be surely everyone turning attention. I think there's still a consideration that maybe there's going to be a late presence towards CT, but we know it. They don't. A little bit of a nuisance here for FPX. They're going to have to try and close that gap. And Sadak, yeah, there's them putting the foot down. Not going to let much more play happen. That's Sadak having none of what they're trying to sell. Did lose 2 in the process. But rounds around, that's double digits. And we need to see FPX get back on the board here, Mike. It's been a drought.
Need to see a response here. in the buy round to shut down this early momentum. Because I mean, look at the Rolling Thunder, look at the Hunter's Fury for Loud.
Close.
Yeah. See a time now called ahead of this. No surprises really, because this is very pivotal in terms of FPX's potential to work their way back into this half.
Zedek's reaction is just so good. So good, he's just so happy chappy. Yeah, I think, I'm glad you noted it as well. I think we all know now, looking especially at the timeline when we get a glimpse in game again, how much of a string of rounds it is, because there was that one back, but outside of that, this has been a run for Loud. This has been them turning after those 3 in a row that FPX were able to
Yeah,
go
like I said,
early.
I mean, early on in the half, we credited FPX for having a good read on the situation and, like I said, reading exactly what Loud wanted to do in terms of preventing FPX from taking that space. Yeah. Happy to take the fight to them, but I mean, after that, it's when kind of Loud sink their teeth in a little bit, get a grasp on what's going on, and unfortunately here, I mean, with the scoreline coming out in the first half, there's few opportunities after losing the pistol, losing round 2 that FPX are going to really have here. So whether or not them getting proactive once again feels extremely uneasy to justify doing so when you have such a pivotal round to get on the board here. And also, with how kind of linear it was around Life and Autumn, I think Loud are kind of reading into massively what's going on around the map by who they see. Seeing the previous the immediate responses to disengage.
Do we get a brawl at the start? I said there might have been a brawl, it wasn't, it was just a straight up execution. Berlin finding County, and I assume through the wall, just found, but QCK closing the gap here. But I don't think he expected the additional player, no. Lifestyle was a surprise they didn't expect. Autumn holding towards top middle, this is good from FPX. Oh god, maybe not. Let's is still alive. That's 2. He needs 3 more. And there's 2, yeah, not gonna happen. Good work from Life there. I get nervous sometimes, even with less especially. But Life keeps them where they're at. FPX keep 3 alive, and that was a critical round, Mike. That was everything they needed.
Definitely.
And they went for a challenge on B as well.
Yeah, the confidence still there. They're happy to post up and prevent Loud from walking around the map. That's always a threat. Unfortunately, 1v5 with Life flanking through, not really going to happen.
Okay, that's good.
So, I mean, the ultimates are still here, so a previous round, Loud still carrying on to some of that inventory from the round 2 win.
And Autumn's got his though, so I want to see if they dare to invest it, right? Do they get a little bit more creative now? That one break, that one little bit of respite, that one round, does it spur them on? Not quite in the early round, and a very early exploration from Cowanzine to take a glance towards middle. Already clearing through tiles and looking towards top middle. It was less last time. We've got the punish on this. Really trying to give away a great deal, trying to show a lot.
I mean, effectively drawn 3 sets of eyes here, but FPX very quickly dip away. Try and close the door on A side. Give Autumn a little bit of security here. Allow them created an opening. They're going to have themselves a 4v2 onto B side.
Life is here though. If Life is on the side, and they're going to note that, they're going to know he is over towards this side, close enough by. Ult's going to be invested, going to force away Lysor, should allow for safe passage towards the side. Life's been caught, Life's dead, Burnt's alive! Left
Beautiful awareness.
in a crisp, just that one piece of utility, noted, seen early, relayed through, was telling enough. Heads up work from Loud, but can the 4 players pull off a retake here? You've got the ult on Autumn that could be key. QCK though, still proactive towards that CT side, still being a thorn in the side. Good flash, couldn't quite get the kill. Autumn now takes a step towards the side. That's the ult now going to be removed, and the smoke's going to be put into place.
Being though, Sadak, he's got the recoil, he's got a couple of shock darts as well, so it's going to be difficult for FPX to try and sick this here. The code has to find some value.
Get the half. It doesn't. That might be it. Yep, I think Iang even knows that as well. Going to back away on this one, Loud. Look in control, even in that post-palm that could have been dangerous, could have been deadly. But again, that read on the positioning, the noting of the player, they absolutely had Life dead to rights.
Absolutely. Beautifully done. The hot hands go inside the smoke here. Fortunately, Life just left to cook. And not in a good way. We're back in a similar situation now. I mean, not much left in the bank behind this purchase. Life one away from the tour de force, but have to get that online here to make use of it in round 17. Pretty much everything else invested here.
Need to see this duo cleaner though, Life and Autumn. Yeah, this time dealt with no problems with that.
But I mean, that's a big indicator to
Yes.
because they know what happened the first time around. They died, didn't they?
I think they agree with you. They're drifting right back towards B.
These setups being sniffed out very easily by Loud. Put them firmly in the driving seat, but not as decisive this time around.
No, still aware. Maybe that push up.
Yeah,
or,
exactly,
you know,
yeah.
There was a couple of positions they lent upon before, and you can see that it looks like FPX is trying to read this as a mid piece, but that's not the case at all. Maybe just going to allow for the plant to come in and play for the full retake here. QCK going to try and take as much space as possible. Not going to know anyone. Might have seen something on CT. So that's going to be at least Ion noted. Sanak has found Berlin. That was over towards Market. Maybe just spam through the smoke, but a likely position nonetheless. Going to leave County on the site. Good clear from Lysor. First step, they've cleared the site itself, but that deeper hole.
Problem being now, Sanak can drift deeper and deeper on this with the Hunter's Fury. Less still with 2 snake bites as well, so we're asking another difficult defuse to come through here, but Lysor found one blind.
That's enough though. Pulls the trigger. They've got to be careful on this for twos, and Sanak, there it is in unison. Careful now. Fine margins, but fine work from Loud. Holding on to this one again, showing that composure in these key rounds. And Lysor having to back away. FPX, they haven't got a grip on Loud here.
You know, it's difficult really to break apart some of these post plants in B main, but with a lack of map control elsewhere, limited options for FPX. That was when you want to see Life and Autumn really taking advantage of a lack of presence shown by Loud over on the A side of the map. And maybe not feeling comfortable enough to justify that in a full 5v5, but tough to see here. 7-round deficit. A couple of rifles, well, 3 rifles to come through here. And some key ultimates. One away from the pit as well for Lysor.
You heard it. QCK willing to fight on it. Sprays and gets Autumn.
Berlin down to 29 as well.
It's rough. That's really rough. They're trying to stay close on this. Maybe trying to play in Lysor potentially?
Maybe trying to bait him in, yeah, but you almost don't want him in that situation with the pit as well. Well, one away from the pit. Looks like Loud won't continue to push through. So he's going to try and set something in motion for 2Es.
These early fights, there's plenty of time for them to still explore the map, right? They haven't really got a glimpse towards A. You do have a deeper hold, though. Les has been holding that, so if anyone does go for very, very long rotation routes, deep fact-finding, he might be rewarded, but timing's everything. Does Lysor get this? Oh, God.
They pulled him in here. Give him a little cubby to play out of.
Well, maybe it's enough to stall. They're backing on this with the barrel. Oh, it's a downfall, and Les opens the gates towards A. Life.
Hit as well here.
Oh, God, that cuts off.
Everything off here outside Link.
Berlin just got caught as well. This could be it. The downfall of FPX on this map. Thinking they had a little bit of an opportunity there. It comes crumbling down in front of Les. Looking to close, and he does. 13-5. It's clean work for Loud. They are looking very sharp here.
Very decisive performance here. Bouncing back from some question marks in our opening series for sure. Definitely looking like they've tightened things up, cleaned things up a little bit here. Fortunate for FPX to really have to now bounce back from that elimination series.
Yeah, this one hasn't been what FPX would have wanted. That's only map 1.
Load of small. No, bro, fight well is it? I'm close up. Load, see, the match loud. Every now and then, like, bro. Every now and then,
Hey guys, it's Jimmy. In this series,
winner, or match
stairs,
lose or match upper bracket, lower bracket, loud the rotating already. இந்த மேட்ச் கொஞ்சம் நார்மல் தான் ப்ரோ பெருசா எதுவும் பார்க்க மாட்டோம் FPX match na may naman.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hey, what's up, guys? I've got SDK here along with Arthur to help with some translation, and we'll pull in a quick interview. Now, Therese mentioned earlier about how it's been a very exhausting schedule for the team. What do you, as a coach, tell them in order to get their energy up, especially for such an important match like this?
I think that's really good for us, this tournament, for our development, you know, so I think that I say to them, like, you have a great opportunity here, so let's make our better. So if we lose, we need to go home, so we want to stay here.
Nothing to lose, and all of Madrid to be motivated, right? Let's see if Val can close this out.
உட்கார்ந்துட்டே அப்படியே நான் பெட் மட்டும் க்ளீன் பண்றேன் காலையில சீக்கிரம் எழுந்துட்டாங்கல்ல நாளைக்கும் சீக்கிரம் எழும்புவோம் ஆக்சுவலி அக்கா நான் ஆபீஸ் கிளம்புறப்ப
with this breach, that mind control is just so powerful to fight for that space. And in the late rounds, they were absolutely dominating on their retakes as well. So much of it came down to that agent drop and having that breach. reach for the extremity control on both sides. FPX on both sides really was never able, it felt, to get that space.
உனக்கு தான் அக்கா பண்ணணும்
Looking at even then swapping into
பண்ணி வச்சா உனக்கு மத்தியானத்துக்கு இருக்கும்
you saw the deny life's early aggression with constant flashes. He couldn't post and hold angles. And
Bye, bro. Good night. Let's go.
Couldn't get as aggressive as in the past because every time he tried to take map control in the first couple seconds, there is a flash. He scores back and again set into these deeper plays where Loud constantly being able to take advantage of the space.
Yeah, Loud showing why he does have a lot of depth, even if it looks weird in the angles. Like, they were 9-1 in gun rounds in this one, absolutely dominant. And as we look at the same lab shooter round, I mean, Sadak, I don't even know if he needs to warm up more. The guy was doing great map one with the calls.
You know, as an elder statesman myself, I just like to see what the big brain Sadak likes to do, so that this way I can learn a little bit for these aim lab shoot-arounds. But in any case, though, yeah, you're not wrong, man. I really just feel like Sadak, this entire team, is just playing at a comfortable level right now, Mitch. It's quite scary, and FPX are going to need to turn this around.
Yeah, we can talk about pistols as well being coin tosses, but Loud still came out winning both of them as well, which just puts another nail in the coffin for the side of FPX. I think there's not a lot that they can look at in that last map with positives. At least it was over quickly. And really, that's the question now. Moving on to the next is can they make that recovery?
Of course, we'll see. But let's actually jump over to hear what FPX's Nathan has to say heading into map 2.
Hey guys, Mika Fabs here, and now I'm with Nathan D and Luna to help with some translation. Now, Coach, we did see that FPX of course struggled a little bit. Is the team more confident going into Breeze, which is your map pick? What's the game plan?
其实刚才看到有一点点的小挣扎的，但是在第二张图就将进入到我们的选图微风岛屿，你们的计划是什么？
我觉得来到我们自己的选图之后，我们应该会打得比较从容，比较自信一点。图一输掉就输掉了，我们不会去管图一到底发生了什么，我们就专注到图二，打出我们自己想打的东西就 OK 了。
I think when it comes to map 2, it's our pick, so we're definitely gonna be more confident. We're gonna forget what happened on the map 1 and play our own thing.
All right, let's see if FPX make a comeback like a phoenix on map number 2.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing that they need to do here. They need to find that next gear, Mitch. How do they get back into this one with a Loud team that really just looks like they are poised to move forward?
Okay, well let's give you a little bit of hope, right? The next time up is Breeze. This is somewhere that they've actually looked pretty good. EDG were pushed all the way to a 14-12 in overtime up against this squad regionally in the finals of kickoff in China. That gives me some hope that we're not going to see this same deflated team. Also, quick series, easiest ones to recover. They're going to be backstage thinking, we didn't even play that map. Nothing happened, nothing went right. The next one, though, like I said, is comfort. Now, the one thing I will say is in that series where they got it real close versus EDG regionally, Berlin had 26 kills, Autumn had 24. They were fragging out. They're going to need to fire off today.
And we did see some moments in the first half from FPX, from those individuals, but it definitely tapered off towards the latter end. Breeze is the upset map in the pool. It is the map where if you have some incredible individuals, if you're having a good game, you can upset literally anyone. The difference between top and bottom teams on this map, very slim. The variance, very high. This is a great opportunity for FPX to come back, especially with a very disruptive comp like this. Playing with that Yoru, playing with the Jet. On their attack side, those double dive executes are super strong. And on defense, honestly, they'll show some pretty good retakes with the flash Silver Dart combos, with the Astra smokes, and those pulls to help get back in as well.
And one other thing to note, Tui's moving over to the Viper. Last time we saw that, he hasn't played a lot of it historically, but he played it here at this event. I think he walked out with 26 kills himself. He was looking unbelievable, and I don't expect him to do any less than that here.
It's going to be a tall order for FPX, and also Mitch has got another less reference in there. I hate the man. Let's send it back over to your commentators for this one, Pansy and Hypox, so that they can ridicule him appropriately.
I don't know. I can't.
We're in a good mood today.
Yeah,
you
we're
guys are throwing
cheerful.
us some negativity over here. Like,
Oh, come over here, GB. It's looking some wrestling things
other
about to go.
other side of the
Throw it
fence.
down.
Other side of the
Yeah, you
fence.
keep over there, all right? You be nice to Mitch. He's sensitive. He's a sensitive boy. This game is worrying me, Mike, because I wasn't in.
Because Loud just hit the Uno reverse with Breeze, basically. And we're
Pretty
like,
much.
yeah, we'll bust out like the most boring run-of-the-mill comp and look really proficient on it.
Yeah,
rely on the
reasonable.
fundamentals, people basically just walking around finding it. Basically a deathmatch lobby is what it felt like last time, and Loud excelled at that.
Yeah, why would you entertain that concept? I mean, don't get me wrong, Autumn and Life are very good, but they're going to need to do a lot more than that here. Let's see what they got. Loud on the attack, of course. FPX on the defending side, and already it's looking like last map. At least the start is. Autumn, you got something for us? Okay. Good connection towards QCK. Can't deal with Cowanzine though, and again, I'm waiting for that plant. I don't think anything's going to stop it. No, that flank gets called off from Lysor. Ayang did find a connection. So down to 3 now, and yeah, look at the HP. Maybe Sadak's just going to leave himself as a body on the side here, forced to swing and does go down. Game back on here. 2v2. Oh, that was maybe a little individual from Ayang there, but Lysor, what have you got for us? Not a defuse.
Yeah, upgrade to a ghost, but we'll dig both Loud players out of this position. Not going to be very easy.
And the worst 2 to be left in the post-plant against, really very difficult. Where they can buy time, free information. I saw desperate to try and get something. You can't blame the man for trying, but yeah, Loud not going to let this one slip.
Again, didn't really see Loud rely too much on sight hits and full-on executions previously versus Genji.
No.
Pistol round, if it is any sort of indicator. Got an adjustment in their approach here. But yeah, really looking towards Life and Autumn to be very self-sufficient as well in these roles. Both the Yoru and the Jet. To pull up a fight here on Breeze, obviously not going to see it necessarily in round 2.
No.
We'll see any sort of investment coming through, so it will just be classics. 3 rifles on the board though. The Bulldog in the hand of Cowanzine.
But you know, same old when we talk about it. If you're Loud, you want to be very clean in this. You want to maybe try and opt to build ults in the right direction. If you're FPX, you want a little bit of mayhem. And they didn't get what they wanted. Attempted a pop flash and a swing off the back, but Loud nicely spaced, handling it well. Not going to fall foul to that. You've already got a player right up tube, so that's going to be a problem. If it even comes to it, you can see County just standing there, wants to fight on it, and yeah, less claiming Lysor. So unable to make too much of that first foray there in towards A shot, towards A main. And that's about all she wrote, at least for the first 2. Now we see the buy-in though. This is potentially where FPX can set their own turn, or tone should I say, to this, because first map, they did do quite well initially. It was the ability that you couldn't adapt beyond that though.
Yeah, for sure. I think the problem lies obviously on the previous map.